Hey, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the Dallas Anime Meetup Podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and joining me as usual are my co-hosts, Nick.
Hello.
Justin.
Hey, guys.
And Jamar.
Hey, everybody.
And thanks for joining us this time. On what episode are we on, guys? Like 30?
23, actually.
Feels like it.
Oh, 23?
23.
It's been a long time. Wow. But what have I been up to? So I've mainly been playing some, been trying to beat Elden Ring. I'll eventually beat it. Been so burnt out on it that I haven't been like routinely logging in and making progress. I need to get back to it. I picked up 3 houses again, Fire Emblem 3 houses, because I wanted to finish the Golden Deer route and get that kind of written off so I can play the Fire Emblem Warriors games without spoilers. And I never did the Ash and Wolves DLC, so I need to do that. I've been playing that new indie game, Neon White, because there's an artist, Machine Girl, in it that musician that I follow. So I really like their band, and they were on it. And that Steve Bloom was voicing the main character, and I'm like, I'm sold.
Yeah,
so
I've heard some really good things about that game. Like even Yahtzee put out a really positive review of it today.
Oh,
okay.
I've heard mixed things. Some good,
it's
some
okay.
Not the best.
I don't think it's a bad game. I just think it's very that's probably what I was gonna get at. It was like, it's okay. It's a good mindless kind of game to jump into, do a few levels, log off, but it's nothing like groundbreaking. It's a nice like action platformer, 3D action platformer.
Oh, good. Good thing it's so cheap then.
Like, yeah. Honestly, I wish it was a little cheaper, but yeah, I'm cheap ass. But I've also been watching The Boys season 3, which has been awesome. I'm up to date on that. It's been great. Some people said it's already better than season 2. I don't know yet. I really like season 2, so we'll see. Season 2 is hard to beat for me, but it's getting there. It's been really good so far.
As long as Homelander stays alive, The Boys will continue to stay awesome.
Yep, pretty much. How about you, Justin?
Oh, I've been trying to play Final Fantasy IX. Emphasis on trying, because I never seem to free up enough time to play it. And like I finally managed to put some time in last weekend, but right now I'm only on disc 2. I feel like I'm just getting to the part where like the story ramps up. Like I've gotten to the part where all the where the queen and her evil plans are starting to come more into fruition, and all the characters are starting to get together. But overall, it's a good game. I'm enjoying it. I'm still haven't reached the part where Final Fantasy IX is like becoming, oh my god, this is the best Final Fantasy ever. But it's definitely a good game. And I do like the mod I put in, the Moguri mod I downloaded in order to make the game like really beautiful. Makes the game like really like it really helps with the graphic style, and also to make it so that I can that stealing is 100% accurate, because fuck the stealing rate in base FF9. It is god awful. It's like, how are you supposed to steal the best weapons if it misses like 90% of the time? Other than that, it's just been like quiet. I've been watching like the usual animes with Spy Family and Kaguya-sama, and your boy Kongming was finished. That was all right. And that's pretty much like it. If there's anything else that I did, I have forgotten it, and I just do not want to bother remembering for 10 minutes. So yeah, that's what I did.
Cool. How about you, Jamar, since you're joining us this time?
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's been like 6 months. For me, it's like end of fiscal year at my job, so it's been like nose to the ground, and the beatings will continue for 8 more days, and then I could actually take some time off. But I finally finished Elden Ring, and unlike you, Corey, that started like 48 characters, I stuck with 1 and kind of slogged through it.
Yeah, that's
but in all, I really enjoyed the game. It's going to be probably my game of the year. I think it was pretty accessible. The environments were nice. The character designs. I would say the one thing I didn't super like was the ending, but everything else, it was a really good game, and I do look forward doing like an actual good build because the build I went for was terrible.
FromSoft having an ending that's anticlimactic? No.
Yeah, I know, but no, it was a really good game. They really put the work and effort into it. Watching Spy Family like everybody else. Started rewatching the regular show on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's on HBO Max now.
Yeah.
Are you the one watching that on HBO Max? Somebody's been watching regular show on HBO Max, and I don't know who it is.
I don't have access to your HBO Max, Corey, so I have no idea.
It'll probably whoever's like a millennial in your group probably watching it. What else have I been doing? Also, I've been playing Danganronpa S, that the beach board game.
That.
Oh, okay.
How's that going?
It's bad.
I saw.
It's a slog.
I saw that. I saw like gameplay of that. It is so grindy. Like they took away the ability to get overpowered from the V3 version. So now it's just so now it's really annoying grinding.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna play it for one more week, but don't recommend it.
Dude. I mean, I like the character interactions that they brought for, but you know, it's just too much slog to get there when you can just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, it's basically like a dream team of everybody's here, like a Saturday morning if story on it. But other than that, I think that's about it on my end that's worthwhile. I'll pass it to you, Nick.
Yeah, let me see. Really, I'm afraid I haven't been doing that much. It's mostly been like house improvement. That isekai. I finished at least through the Three Hopes demo. I don't want to spoil anything for Corey here. Still going through Three Houses, but it's pretty good. It's still just really bizarre, like going from the same what happened with like Breath of the Wild going to Age of Calamity. It's just like a totally different mindset. They try to incorporate some of the elements from like Fire Emblem, where you can like strategically like move your units and like tell them to go to different locations, but it's a Warriors. It's a one of those games where you're still like beating up 1,000 characters.
Muso.
Yeah, it's the Muso style.
So
what I didn't like about the first one is like if the AI was controlling a important character that you were supposed to get later, if the AI got them killed on Classic, they were dead.
Yeah,
they were gone.
That's how it seems to be. Even the demo, like your characters can die. You only get like 2 vulneraries that you can heal with, unless you have a like white magic user. But even then, it's like some of the enemies hit like really hard, and it has the weapon triangle thing too. So if you have a sword and you're going up against a lance flyer guy or something, you're probably gonna die if you aren't extremely cautious. But it's interesting. I'm looking forward. I think the full game comes out on Friday here. We're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how to give it a full score.
I don't know
until we see what the.
I like Muso games. I just don't know if I'd drop 60 on a Muso game like right away. You know?
Yeah. Oh, you know, one quick question, Nick. What do you think the redesigns for the characters in it?
Oh yeah, I like just about all of them. I haven't done I don't know. I think it's more interesting. Each character has unique abilities and things, and for as large of a roster as the whole game is, including apparently you can even get the Ashen Wolves characters and stuff. But it's neat. Like Ignatz, he's one of my favorite characters. He can use like art or like paint splatter, and then each like different color does a different magical effect or something. So some of the abilities like aren't all that cool, but it does seem to be pretty in depth in that like you can change into almost any class from the original Three Houses game, and also like almost any character can be reclassed into any of those classes and advanced classes and master classes and all that stuff. So it seems like it'll have a lot of depth, and it does at least have three different branching stories or stuff too. But I don't know really if the gameplay will actually still end up holding up, because it's still kind of, you're just beating up a lot of nameless, faceless guys. So we'll see. There has been some interesting story. It kind of remixes, recontextualizes the original plot because there's a new character that they're introducing, kind of throwing him in. So I don't want to spoil it, but I'll have to reserve my judgment until it fully comes out, and I'll see if it's worth it.
Divine judgment.
Yes. But yeah, if we're ready, we can jump into some of the miscellaneous news here. Just a sec. So, elections finished up. Congratulations to the new winners, to all the new leadership and everything. Corey itself also going to be the organizer now. Congratulations. Memes channel still. What's going on with that though? Corey, when's the memes channel coming back?
We are going to
get
have
an
a
official
steering
statement?
committee meeting on this, and we will give a. The date is to be TBA at the moment.
Sure.
We will announce the return, or maybe not the return, or we'll come up with some. At the very least, we'll come up with some way to mitigate all the awful gifts. I mean, the great gifts in open chat.
Yeah, and it's like, we do want to be clear, memes themselves weren't actually banned. It's just, it's a lot of some rule breakers. Maybe.
You can still post gaming memes to the gaming channel and all that.
Yeah. I mean, people will have their memes either way.
Yeah. Speaking of controversial, I don't know. There's been some marches going on downtown Dallas for the March for Our Lives group after, of course, the school shootings we had down in Uvalde, some other places. Really not a great situation, but it's just what's going on in Dallas. So hopefully maybe we'll get some changes or something going on. That's still smart. People are thinking, rationally, maybe what the best decisions would be. It's also Pride Month, yay! But it's like a lot of these corporations, it's just what they're calling rainbow capitalism. BMW changes their Twitter logo to being a rainbow, but and it's the problem is it's working. People, they obviously see that the profits are up because they're doing this, the shareholders and stuff, but the amount of companies that are actually donating to LGBT groups and shelters and stuff like that, it's very minimal compared to the amount of corporations that are just doing that to try to get you to buy a new car with a rainbow sticker on it. Yeah.
I hate the YouTube ads. They do so many stupid YouTube Pride Month ads, and they are very bad.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Jamar? Sorry, were you gonna tune in there?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry, it's just capitalism at its worst/finest, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
When you see association, I'm like, oh, we care about you and your people, so buy a car.
I mean, they've been doing the pride flag thing for years. Every time Pride Month come around, and every corporation changes their profile picture. It's not just this year that they've started doing it. It's just now that they've done research around it.
Everybody is getting in the bandwagon. And not to say that every corporation is just out for the money, because there are internal teams that put effort to building diversity and inclusion groups for pride groups. So
that's true.
It's not all bad, but it's apparently bad when you go turn on the TV and, like you said, it's BMW and rainbow flags. Tesla had rainbow flags.
I guess I would feel better about it if there's still a lot of hypocrisy with the companies that also have a branch in the Middle East and Turkey, and of course they're not going to change their colors of their Twitter handles because it's not profitable for them in those parts of the world to acknowledge that those sorts of sexualities exist. So, but who knows? Also, we do want to, let you guys know coming up, it's looking like there's going to be some not so great times economically just for everyone. Recessions are seeming to be coming up, not just in the US, but in the whole world. UK currently has over 9% inflation. And it's just not looking very good. A couple of things we're noticing this year in particular is shrinkflation. I mean, it's something that they have done in the past too, but it's happening a lot more frequently this year, where companies will sell you the same product at a lower like amount of the product. So like Gatorade is selling, they have a new redesigned Gatorade bottle that's 28 ounces instead of 32 ounces, but they're selling it for the same price. It seems like even NFTs and cryptocurrency is unfortunately also not doing so great, but it does make sense in the sense that these are more speculative sorts of investments. And when we're entering this bear market, when we're entering this downturn in the economic cycles, more speculative, more kind of risky investments, usually people start to pull out. They're like, oh, I don't know about that one. I want to keep my money more close. I want to keep it more liquid. And so unfortunately, that also means that a lot of people are selling and it's kind of crashing. One of the big Dogecoin investors is actually suing Elon Musk at the moment for $258 billion because of how much he lost with that. So that's not great.
Yeah, I mean, like, it really makes you think about the r/inflation fetish. You know, it's like,
oh no,
it's like how can these people have a fetish for inflation when, you know, people are losing money and like losing their homes, can't afford to get to work with the gas prices. It's like, how can you make a fetish out of this?
Yeah. Hey, who would have thought?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't see that lawsuit going anywhere. I'm just gonna say it. I always say it. NFTs and cryptocurrencies, it's a big Ponzi scheme.
I agree that it was like racketeering, but they're never gonna get it for it.
Oh yeah, no, it's racketeering at its like finest. I'll admit, I made money off of it, but I knew when to back off.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't take people's word like it's a profit. There's only one divine intervention, and it's Nick when it comes to Nintendo game reviews.
Oh man, well, it looks like, so speaking of, though, not the Nintendo perhaps, but there is in our financial system, you may have heard of this, though, there is a system in place that they're going to try to do to bring back inflation, to curb it back. And that is what the central bank does, which in America is the Federal Reserve. So that's the bank that loans out money to all of the other banks, the commercial banks. And what they can do is they can set that borrowing rate. They can set what interest rates that all of the borrowing can be done at. And so what the plan is they're going to try to raise those interest rates. You've probably heard about this on the news and stuff, and that will discourage people from borrowing money. That will discourage them from maybe trying to like print. Well, what was happening a lot during the, of course, pandemic was to keep businesses afloat when supply chains and everything were shot. The feds printed a lot of money. They put a lot more into circulation, the checks, the PPP loans, all of that. But now we have the situation where we have too much money chasing too few goods, and that's likely to lead to this recession that we see coming up on the horizon. In addition, with all these external factors such as
that also
the war
includes
and
like
everything.
shorting. It also includes like shorting and stuff like that.
So they're going to try
But
to
yeah.
engineer this soft landing by raising those raising the interest rates to try to bring down the inflation rates. But the problem, from what I've heard, is that may not take. It will take up to maybe a couple of years even for that to fully come into effect. So it may not be so great. So do you guys have any like cost savings monies, how to cut back? I'm just thinking,
Yeah,
you know,
it's called cooking your own food.
Yeah.
cook your own food.
No.
Don't go out to eat. Look for when, like at Walmart and stuff, where they have the price per ounce for different products listed. Target, unfortunately, does not have that. But what were you gonna say, Jamar? What are your ideas?
Yeah, it's unfortunately cooking your own foods may not always be the most cost effective. It's sadly to say where like fast food like a McDonald's is cheaper than trying to get a piece of fish to cook a meal for a couple of days. But again, with the whole inflation, it affects homes, it affects cars, it affects how much you could borrow. And the thing is, when all right, they go, all right, we'll raise the rate at this. The consumers are the ones that eat basically all the increased charges. And the problem is, it's not going to fix inflation that fast because we still have a significant supply chain issue. So hypothetically speaking, we'll do a single mother needs a new car so she can take her kids to and from. We'll say a Honda Civic starts at $20,000. Normally, you could get rates in the before times around 2 to 3%. But now with the increase, those rates go up to 5, 6, 7%. And that's going to make a big difference in payments. And now with cars going up in price, like the average car payment is almost $800, and the average new car is about $50,000. You're looking at almost $1,000, and not everybody have pristine credit, so you'll end up being like the subprime loans where
even higher rates.
Exactly, and it'll be predator loans for people that can't afford.
Right.
And Nick, you purchased a home recently.
Unfortunately, but yes.
But you saw how the rates was before you got your home.
It was so crazy.
Even prior.
Yes, I think I may have explained this before, but yeah, we were between a rock and a hard place. It's like all the houses, everything is overpriced, but all these rates are going to keep going up. They even just announced last week that the feds are going to raise it by like another 75%, I think, or 0.75%. So yeah, we're like, if we are going to take out a big mortgage, now's the time to do it because it's only going to start getting worse. But
correct.
I really can't recommend anyone else try to make any big purchases right now if you can avoid it.
But I think on ways to save money is kind of reduce what you buy. Maybe you don't need to have a Netflix, a Crunchyroll, a Hulu, an Adobe account. Kind of streamline your needs to your wants, and make sure you keep your car as in good condition as you can, because cars are expensive.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Well, I guess it's time to say goodbye to Disney Plus, because let's be honest, I barely use that streaming
First on the chopping block. Also,
it
definitely
really is. Compared to HBO Max and Hulu, not Netflix because my parents pay for that. It's like there's no contest.
Yeah. And our biggest
one last thing
announcement, actually, after Jamar's big thing, yes.
Yep, I'll make it quick. Make sure you try to save as much as possible for a rainy day fund. Ideally, you want to at least have $5,000 to $20,000 in savings just to kind of weather the recession. And that's it on my end.
That is some actually really good advice, because mine is not good advice. Mine was signing up for the live action Netflix Squid Game coming up, and maybe you can win that. But don't really listen to me. I'm not a CPA. I just took one semester of economics. That's the extent of my experience, though.
Yeah.
So, on to Justin and the anime news.
Okay, and hopefully when my house gets, I get around to getting my house, I won't suffer too much. Anyways, but yes, anime. Let's get away from the housing woes and get on to anime. Or actually, let's go into manga. So let's go into the big manga news first. One Piece is on break for a month. Oda is preparing to get to the final saga of his One Piece manga, and by final saga we mean it's going to last another 5 years at least, because while it says final saga, it's not final arc. He's going to have like a bunch more, and the One Piece fans are going to praise him at like basically he's going to be Jesus. It's insane, really. Like all the One Piece love that's been going on right now with Luffy becoming one of the big wigs in the pirate world, Buggy the Clown also becoming a bigwig, which of course pleases all the One Piece fans who love how that guy fails upwards. People are hoping that Yamato, who you might see in cosplays of and conventions because she was like got really popular lately. That woman with the horns. People are hoping she joins the crew. It's if you're a One Piece fan, it's good. You guys are going to you guys definitely have a lot to be excited about. And for something that I'm personally excited about, Oshi no Ko, or at least I'm hoping to be excited about Oshi no Ko, one of my favorite manga of all time, finally getting an anime. Hopefully it doesn't suck, because I don't know who the production team is other than the company. It's Dagakobo. And apparently the people who are on the anime have experience with idol stuff and all that, which is good because the manga it relies heavily on both acting and singing for its story. And if you're not good at those, then it's gonna be like how people complained about Ya Boy Kongming when they introduced the rapper, and then it turned out the rapper wasn't very good at rapping. So that there was a bit of a disconnect there, and people didn't like him. Yeah. So hopefully they nail it better with this, because this is definitely one of the more popular current manga, and with Kaguya-sama, because it's the same author, Kaguya-sama being such a hit, people are hoping for something similar to this. And other animated manga news. Trigun is coming back. It's apparently the 25th anniversary of Trigun, the manga, as well as like a big anniversary project for Studio Orange, because they're the ones who are assigned to this. And they were hyping this up for like a little while. People thought it would be like a second season of Land of the Lustrous, but no. By the way, why do people still insist on calling Land of the Lustrous by its Japanese name, Hoseki no Kuni? What? I don't understand. I don't understand this trend. Like, why do you have against the English name, guys?
Nerds.
I know. Fuck it. Okay, I am not calling my dress-up darling Sono Bis doll. Okay, I don't care if the Japanese name is more meaningful. I'm calling it dress-up darling. It rolls off the tongue better. I will give you credit though that Jujutsu Kaisen, the English name before people that was originally on there before they changed it back to its original name, was stupid. It was like Sorcerer Wars or something. I was like, okay, yeah, you can keep Jujutsu Kaisen though. That Sorcerer Wars sounds really bad. That's a really bad name. but anyways, yeah, Trigun Stampede, I believe, is coming back, and people are wondering, will it be closer to the manga and all that? Will they get the original English dub back? Will Johnny Young Bosch come back to voice Vash? Because I know that they stopped doing voice acting, recording online, and Johnny Young Bosch is like in California. So who knows? But yeah, there's a bunch of people excited for Trigun, or at least potentially. I see some people complain about Studio Orange being assigned to it because they're the CG company, than the ones that and people say Trigun. The people were kind of hoping more for like how Trigun looked in like the 2010 film. Hopefully they're not thinking about the 1998 series, because I don't think anyone who says Trigun 1998 looks good with a straight face is someone you should not trust. Okay, that animation. That animation was bad in 1998. Good. Okay, it was bad in 1998. It's bad now.
Justin, it was probably one of the best animations. I spent $450 on the DVD back when it came out, so I will always say it's the best anime because of how much I spent on it.
I liked it.
The sunk cost fallacy rule. I'm saying how it looks, not the like everything else, but like the gun animation was so bad. Like
the animation quality. I think the story and stuff was good, but yeah, the individual shootouts and stuff.
Making orange CGI can only be an improvement from that. Like, it looked terrible how the gunshots, the impact just appeared on screen. And I
don't know, I think Mappa could learn some lessons from them.
Yeah. Like, yes, I would have preferred it look kind of like the 2010 film too, because 2010 film makes you cry looking how Trigun could have looked if it had been made in more modern times. But we'll see. We'll see how Vash is whenever that gets released. It's definitely a passion project for Studio Orange, and that's always good. All right, and so the summer season is coming soon, and is there anything worth watching? Well, let's look at the big shows. And I'm looking at a chart that's organized by popularity. We've got Devil's a Part-Timer, aka Hataraku Mouse-sama, coming back after 10 fucking years. Well, 9 actually, but yeah, it's coming back after 9 years. Did anyone actually watch the first season here?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited for the second season?
I pretty much forgot all that happened the first season. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was bad. I watched it as well.
I mean, I
don't
thought it
remember
was funny. It was a funny show, but
maybe he works his way up to manager this time instead of line coach.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of story to like really pull me in for a second season, but we'll see.
I mean, let's see. I know like I said, the animation has changed. I have some friends who are kind of interested in this. I do know who some of these characters are. Like I know that like these girls are from another world who are Mao's enemies. I don't know who the baby girl is, and this is the normal girl and all that such. But yeah, we'll see how it is now. Because of the 9-year gap, will it be worth the wait? Probably not, considering it's a comedy sequel that's coming from 9 years. Plus, you can't go into one discussion about this anime without people complaining about how god-awful the ending was. Like, there's always at least 2 or 3 people in every discussion saying how bad they hated the ending to the light novels. But that's neither here nor there. Next up, we got Rent-a-Bitch Season 2. I don't think anyone's excited for this, so I'm going to skip this. Next, we got Overlord 4. It's basically more Overlord. I'm hoping that they improved the animation because the CG in the last few seasons have been god-awful.
That was so bad. It was so bad.
It was. But yay, more albedo. Maybe
it wasn't that bad in season 1, but season 2 and 3, oh my god.
And all I remember from season 3 was that albedo revealed that she was a virgin. Which was like, wait a second, aren't you a succubus?
Was 3 the one that had the goblin army, or was that 2? Because the goblin army with the ogres was really bad CG.
I think that was season 3. Season 2, I remember, had the lizards.
I think it was season 3.
Yeah. Next one, we got Classroom of the Elite Season 2, which people, I'm not sure if any of you have actually watched Classroom of the Elite. It was decently popular when it first aired, but it got a little more popular as it went on.
Is it good?
Let's say Japan hated it for all the changes they made from the light novel. But if you're an anime only, maybe. I wasn't too big into it personally, but this is the sequel I'd look forward to the most because it still has potential to like get better and have an ending that isn't shit. Mr. Devil's a Part-Timer. But yeah, well, okay, that not really. There's one more sequel, the one that everyone likes, Made in Abyss Season 2. Yes, of course, I know Made in Abyss Season 2 is coming. People will like Made in Abyss Season 2 because people read the manga. I have heard no reports of it sucking. I did hear a little bit of the soundtrack for the new season. It's kind of weird, but I think Kevin Penkin's still doing it, so hopefully it'll be really good. But I don't know anything about this new season because I never read the manga for this. So it's going to be solid. It's definitely going to be a solid watch. I'm not sure it will have the same impact as it used to because of wait time and all that. But, you know, Main Abyss, people like it. But like it definitely had more attention back when it was a surprise hit like Odd Taxi. Then we've got Call of the Night, the first non-sequel hit, which is basically by the Dagashi Kashi crew. Like well, not the production team, but the mangaka. Like this is the character designs are all the same. It's just a vampire setting now, and the animation on the trailer looks really good. So that's something to get excited about. Only problem is I should point out that like some of these shows are on High Dive. So if you're like a Crunchyroll only guy, you can only watch the first 4 sequels I mentioned. Made in Abyss has always been High Dive ever since the Amazon deal ended, and Call of the Night will be too. And then afterwards, it's just like after the first 6 shows, it's just like Danmachi sequel. People stop caring about Danmachi after season 1. And there's some isekai I don't know. There's some light novel adaptation about an ex that became a step sibling that would probably be more hyped if the character designs didn't look like shit. Shadow House season 2. I don't know anything about that, but I know Shadow House is liked. Engage Kiss, it's an anime original. Blah. Ruby, we'll see. And Play It With. I'm sure Play It With people would be more excited for if the animation didn't look like complete ass. And so, yeah, Tokyo Mew Mew, blah-de, 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 blah. You'll have to look at the charts for these, because these are all just like, you get into really obscure and niche stuff, and we're going to ignore like almost all of them. So, that's pretty much all I got to say about the summer season, guys. But yeah, that's anime in a nutshell. Hopefully when we start previewing the summer shows, we see some gems. I've actually heard that Tamagotchi game has actually gotten a lot better after its kind of mess start. So,
Speaking of games,
oh, nice.
how about we get into some video game news?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, really wanted to get you in on this one, Jamar, but there was an Xbox Games Showcase. So now you know what to buy for that thing you got sitting in your house. So Hollow Knight Silksong is coming to Xbox Game Pass day 1. No release date was given, but we know it will come out on Game Pass whenever it does actually come out. So that's very nice to know.
It's never coming out for Switch as well, which is the hilarious part, because like everyone has been asking for it for Switch. But oh man.
Yeah. I have some news on it just because inside stuff.
There is no.
It's gonna be a while.
Dallas Anime Meetup exclusive.
It's gonna be a while.
Okay, that wasn't as interesting as exclusive.
I think we all.
I mean, but oh well.
Like 3-4 years. Anyway.
Wait, hello. Okay, fine. Game development takes time.
So you're saying Bayonetta 3 is going to come out before Hollow Knight Silksong?
I think Bayonetta 3 might actually beat Silksong.
Oh shit. And Nick, did you want to talk about that Flintlock game you liked?
Oh, yes. Okay, I totally remember this. It's in the past, but then you have this cool geometric magic. And there's like triangles you can put on things, and then slow motion, and it looks cool, and that's all I remember.
Okay, fun indies. Yeah. I think it's an indie.
I think so.
Yeah. There's a new Minecraft spin-off game, Legends, which you said was a turn-based strategy game.
It's
or like RTS
weird
action strategy.
Yeah, they're trying to. There was like the Minecraft Dungeons. That's like some other dungeon crawler game, and they're just trying to make more games besides Minecraft, but to sell to the Minecraft kids.
Yeah. That are clearly not kids anymore, because Minecraft's been out a long time. But...
Oh, well, true. I'm a Minecraft kid, I guess. Oh, no.
Yeah. Minecraft is a boomer game. So Hideo Kojima came on and announced a partnership with Xbox for a new game. This is quote unquote his first true horror game after leaving Konami. Although he did also say Death Stranding sequel is still in the works with Sony. So this is a different thing altogether, whatever this game he's working on with Xbox. So,
honestly, the true horror is how much money Microsoft is putting into this project.
Yeah, probably. This is probably like the only studio that they're like, okay, Kojima, just do what you want. Just do what you want. We just take our money.
Yeah, it's kind of like the more
help us sell Xboxes.
Yeah. Also, Atlas broke some silence. They said Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal are all coming to Xbox and PC Game Pass. So that was also announced that P3P and Persona 4, well, P3P mainly, are coming to PC. So, yay.
Yeah, I'd be more excited for that if it wasn't for the fact that it's the P3P version. Like, it has some decent combat improvements.
It was pretty good.
I think so this is just my thoughts, but I think they are remastering P3P a bit. They're doing some work because I think they're adding voice lines and I think they're hopefully adding some quality of life stuff. But I'm pretty positive they're adding voices to characters for social links that weren't voiced. So we'll see.
I mean, couldn't they just take some of the voice clips from P3 proper for a decent amount of interactions?
I mean, they will, but weren't there some social links that weren't fully voiced?
All the social links weren't voiced in P3.
Yeah, I think some more are gonna get voiced, but
I don't know. It's been 40 years
to do that. I think they're remastering it in some sense, so we'll see.
I don't know.
People use remaster lightly. I'm not saying remaster is a big deal. I'm just saying it's thrown around a lot like it is a big deal, even though it's not. It's just a shader, you know?
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
Can I get a PSP shader for my 4K TV?
Yeah, exactly. Get a little touch up here and there in the hallways. But yeah, so that was pretty much all the highlights of the Xbox Games Showcase. We didn't talk about this, but the PlayStation Plus overhaul, there is the PlayStation Plus Essential, which is essentially what you have now. It's going to be, I believe, $9.99 a month for... Yeah, $9.99 a month for the benefits you have now. So 2 monthly free games, discounts, cloud storage, online multiplayer. The next tier will be the PlayStation Plus Extra, which is $15 a month. And that will add a catalog of roughly 400 games, probably not 400 to start with, but of PS4 and PS5 titles. So probably it's going to be most of the big Sony first-party games, and then some third-party games they get licenses too that rotate in and out like it does with Game Pass. PlayStation Plus Premium is $17.99 a month, and that will include a catalog of games from the PS3, PS2, PS1, and PSP generations. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys think.
I converted my subscription over to the premium, so I had like 5 years on just regular PS Plus, and it brought it down to like 2 years and a couple of months when they did their own Sony math. But I played a couple of the PS1 games, played the PS2 game,
and they're all upscaled, right?
Yeah,
they're all upscaled. Yeah, so that is nice.
Yeah. They play fine. I play Fantavision. I think it's been like 20 years since I played it.
Oh, I actually do have a question. So is that streamed from the cloud or is that downloaded to your PS5?
I downloaded it.
But there's the option to stream it as well?
I know a bunch of games have options to stream it, but I'm like, I can just download it onto the console.
Download it, yeah.
Yeah. But the experience any lag. It runs like a PS2.
Yeah, I guess I'll like decide for myself. I don't really feel like there's any previous generation games I want to jump back to at this moment, but I mean, you can always dial up or dial down your subscription as you need. That option's always there. But I mean, I don't know if they could really cut out their own market share out of the Game Pass audience at this point. They're so late to the game, but you know, if Sony ever migrates it to PC somehow, then you know, maybe that could be a real contender. I don't know. But
I think just because of Sony's legacy, they probably will catch up with Microsoft Game Pass, because there's people that love PS1, PS2 games.
Oh, definitely. I just don't know if they're ready to get it to PC for a while, or if they even have plans to.
I mean, that game streaming service they brought like 3-4 years ago, I believe it works on PC, so I wouldn't be surprised. Give it a year or so.
Oh, are you talking about remote play?
Not remote play. They brought like a smaller streaming service back in 2017, 2018. I'll have to look at my notes. But originally everybody thought it was, they're going to actually fix their streaming service with the company they brought. But nothing came to be yet. So we'll see in the next couple of months how many people actually gravitate to it.
Yeah. I mean, definitely I can see a lot of like people who bought the PS5 to be on board because, I mean, Sony fans have been asking for years, where's the backwards compatibility since the PS4? It's like, what the fuck? You guys left us stranded with all these fucking PS3 games that we can't play. But that's beside the point. Moving on, Konami and Silent Hill. Not being that silent right now. Silent Hill 2 remake, supposedly under development by Bloober Team, who is responsible for that Blair Witch game and The Medium and other games that I don't remember. But I don't think I've played a game from them I have liked just yet. So we will see. And I've heard Silent Hill 2 is not a fan favorite, so I'm also not very hyped for this.
Well, you give them like the least favorite so they don't mess up anything. They messed up the best one. It's like, oh no, they messed up the worst one.
Yeah, so who knows? But smaller Silent Hill title being developed by an unknown studio. We don't really know who's working on it yet. Some people said Annapurna, but I think that was just rumors that Annapurna was working on it. It's supposed to go in episodic short stories. So could be an interesting, like, kind of adventure-based game, like point and click. I don't know. A new mainline Silent Hill game is in production. I don't really know who at Konami is working on that. I guess their internal studio. If there's still an internal studio at Konami?
No, they still have internal studios, like the Pachinko team, the Health Club team. They're working on it.
There's Silent Hill skateboard decks coming out, most importantly. So put in your pre-orders for a skateboard deck.
Do they have Pyramid Head?
I didn't check. I think it was just kind of a generic cover of one of the Silent Hill games, but you can check.
I'll take a look.
In other news, QA testers at Raven Software, which is a division, which is a company owned by Activision, found the first union in the gaming industry. Yeah. So maybe in a decade or so, the gaming industry won't be a shitty place to work.
Well, got some bad news maybe breaking on that about Bobby Kotick.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it seems like he was reelected to the board of Activision Blizzard.
What? No.
I just heard about that on Twitter just before the podcast recording. I don't know how, but people are saying, like, we literally know all the stuff he did. We literally have all the receipts, and the board still brings him back. So he's almost untouchable.
So it's like Chris Brown in that he just will not go away.
No, he's more powerful than Chris Brown.
Well, yes, he is, but
think of like Abbott level of power. So much evil you could do, and nobody can stop you.
Dang. It does seem it's the shareholders were the ones that voted him back. So it wasn't like, I don't know, a company-wide vote, but it's messed up. So we'll see. Hopefully the union stays and he doesn't destroy it. But we'll see.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I am seeing
100% that union's going to be busted, unfortunately.
I mean, it's, things take time. Starbucks is working on getting unions and stuff, but it's a slow process. Yeah. Just keep trying.
And other news. Trying to move through this a little quicker. Square Enix sold Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. Most notably, Crystal Dynamics develops the Tomb Raider games and the Marvel Avenger games in collaboration with Eidos, and Eidos Montreal is most well known for the Deus Ex Machina games or the Deus Ex Human Revolution and all the other Deus Ex series. They were picked up by Embracer Group, which has been known to be rebooting a lot of series like Destroy All Humans, Red Faction, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. So we could definitely see potential sequels to the Tomb Raider games, sequels to the Deus Ex games. They've said they're definitely interested, and I think I've heard rumors that they're also interested in rebooting Sleeping Dogs, which I think.
What about Gex?
Oh God.
That is a big talking point at their next board meeting.
Thank you.
I saw that like in bold font. Yep. So I'm expecting good things to come out of that acquisition. Not as big of things coming out of Square Enix investing in cloud and blockchain. So not expecting much from the money they made off that sale, but I think Eidos and Crystal are in better hands.
Yeah, they deserve better.
See. They deserve not being put on Marvel Avenger games for the rest of the studio lifespan. So
yeah.
There is a Street Fighter announcement if you want to talk about that, Jamar.
Oh yeah, so Street Fighter 6 was announced a couple of weeks ago, and we got to see gameplay on it. Looks very good. I think it's probably going to be a nice return to form for the series. They had hiccups with kind of the disastrous launch of Street Fighter V when it came out back in '96, to a point that Yoshiro Ono ended up leaving the company a couple of years ago because it wasn't a hit as they expected. Like, Sony funded the game because originally Capcom didn't want to even make another Street Fighter game, and since it was Sony funded it, it didn't go into other platforms except for PC, so it like lowered the margin there. But there's a new team that's running the Street Fighter division, and they've been listening to pro players, they've been listening to the fans, and they're trying to make a more modern, approachable Street Fighter game. Because the thing is, fighting games in its kind of old arcade form was arcade games. You got people into arcade, they spend money, and you go from there. The big problem is trying to monetize that in a world of DLCs and microtransactions is very hard. Because especially when you look at blockbuster series like Resident Evil and Monster Hunter, everybody kind of wants that big return on investment, where fighting games are kind of now people play them for a bit and they might put them down. But from what I've seen, it looks good. Characters really look nice and designed. Everybody age is going towards after Third Strike, which was released in '97. So really excited about this.
And we heard Guile's coming back.
Yep. Well, Guile was in 5, but he's in the starting lineup. And he has a goatee.
And Rio.
Yeah, but they have to announce it. So.
Didn't Rio get a divorce or something? Or who was that?
Oh, he got cocked.
Oh, no. People are wondering how that's going to affect his frame data. You know, it's really asking the important.
Rio or Ken?
Oh, it was Ken. Yeah, Ken got divorced or something.
Yeah,
it was Ken. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Like it was in the backstory, like they explained it. Oh wow, really
So in Capcom news, Dragon's Dogma 2 is in development. We did not really even get a teaser. It was just they put up a t-shirt and said it's in development. So yeah.
Hey, that's all you need to know. Monster Hunter World was a success.
That's good enough for me.
Yep. He got his golden ticket. We got Dragon Dogma 2, so.
And Nick, I know you had some Pokemon Home news. Did you want to go over that?
Just real quick, there's a new Pokemon file format for all the Pokemon in Pokemon Home, which is exciting, but we don't really know what it means. Also, James Turner has left Game Freak. He made a lot of the complicated Pokemon designs, but also the ice cream one, which is like, it's a mixed bag.
Sad to see him go.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah, Vanilla Lux never gonna be top tier.
No top.
Did he make the garbage bag Pokemon too?
You know, that's a good question. I don't remember who made that one. A lot of Gen 5.
There's some really top tier designs.
It's probably his fault. But it's like he was the first kind of Western, non-Japanese, it's his. He was also the art director for Sword and Shield. Take that with what you want to. That's not the phrase, but he was a bit controversial with some of his designs, but I like some of them. But unfortunately,
You
he's
ruined my
no
childhood.
Oh, there you go. That's a take
Your
potentially.
childhood began at Gen 5.
Yeah. And my adulthood as well.
Okay. Yeah, we got some summer games.
Yeah, some Summer Game Fest announcements. Since we were talking about Marvel games earlier, Midnight Suns, the latest Marvel game, is from the people who made Sid Meier's and XCOM for some reason. For Axis Games. I don't know what to think about it. It's sort of a Marvel game in an XCOM style. I don't know much about this series of Marvel, this Midnight Suns group or whatever. Jamar might know more about it. Yeah,
I kind of passed over this back in 2000. So I'm like, oh, there's Wolverine. I think Blade's in it, and I'm like, all right.
But
this
now
is too edgy for
it's
me.
like in an XCOM style, and I don't know how that's gonna go, especially with the Marvel fans. I really don't think this is what they're really down for with all the Spider-Mans and the Marvel Guardians games. Jump into a
like the
real-time strategy or turn-based strategy like that.
Morbius, the backup superheroes that they're pulling out.
Oh god,
Yep.
yes, I would.
Most
I would
expensive
love
DLC.
Morbius video game. Just yell, go! It's Morbin time, and then it's gonna morb all over the enemies like in Metal Gear Rising.
Exactly, we gotta have it print money if they made that.
But all in all, I feel like Marvel should be a little bit more careful with how they're dishing out these IPs, but whatever.
You mean Disney?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Marvel studio at Disney, yeah. Then Callisto Protocol looked promising. It's developed by Striking Distance Studio, which is a newer studio found by the co-creator of Dead Space. It looks very Dead Spacey, so I'm excited.
Yeah, this
should be fun.
This is the game that's like what wants to revive Dead Space now that Dead Space died because they released one shit game and EA was like, all right, we're not doing it anymore.
Yep. So they're trying to. This is kind of the spiritual successor there. And yeah, Nick, did you want to add those Hoyoverse games in?
I mean, I doubt I'm gonna play them. I'm still playing Genshin for some reason. Maybe we'll get the Dendro characters one day, but they announced Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, kind of some more information about it, but it's just they're still gachas, they're still waifu collectors. I mean, the graphics look neat, but they're not really something I'm going to be playing.
Nor will anybody else. Okay. So upcoming events. There is June anime discussion on June 25th. Kotaro Lives Alone. If you can squeeze in off the wait list, congratulations.
How big is the wait list right now?
I'm not sure.
Like we usually have there's like a lot of people who can't attend that, so
yeah, it's at a different library now. They're doing it. And I think it's a bigger venue space that we have the little discussion room.
Yeah, it's the same library we had the last discussion at, but there is a lot of room that we can get about 40 people. So last time I checked, it was pushing the capacity, but we still had room for a few more. So you could probably get in.
We don't want to break the fire code.
Yeah, definitely. Conventions coming up. Anime Fest on July 29th to August 1st. That'll be at the Sheraton in Dallas. Colossal Con Texas at Round Rock. It will be August 19th to 21st. And a lot of people have been talking about the Colossal Con cruise on in 2023. It'll be in February 24th to the 27th in 2023. If you're interested in the cruise, just post in the conventions channel and we'll see if you can see if anybody else wants to join you for that. Is quite the deposit though, because you have to put down like at least like $400. You have to split like $800 room. But yeah. And then that's not even like the flight and other logistics. So, but I mean, it could be really fun. Yeah, it's,
Or you can save that money for the recession.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's
Yeah,
kind of going
yeah.
against our earlier advice.
you could, but anime doesn't count. Anime doesn't count towards your towards your recession, towards your like recession savings. You know, that's something that you need. That's like mental health.
Anime is an investment. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not good advice.
it's investing in your future. Your future and being a degenerate. All right. Well, I think that's all we've got. You guys have anything you want to add?
Down on my end.
That's everything I can think of.
All right. We'll see y'all next time.